So recording now.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So I'm on a
Yeah.
call here with
Uh-huh.
Nicole Grunwald. Grunfeld. Wait, Wald?
Wald.
Wald? Feld?
Wald.
Wald, Grunwald. From Baltimore, Maryland, right?
Yep. Uh-huh.
Are you in Baltimore?
I am. Yep. Is that the
And
way
do
you want
people
to say
is
it?
that, how do people say Baltimore?
Like as if there's no TI, Baltimore. Like if it's DA,
Oh, got it.
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Baltimore?
So
Yeah.
your way of saying it is also unique there.
Okay, awesome. So no, thank you for that. That was almost sounded like a compliment. That was nice. Okay, so the number one takeaway is have an avatar. Have it. Who's who? It's a funny word, but have a person that you're speaking to. So like if there's a potential student that would come to you for a lesson, what does that student look like? Are they a 13-year-old girl? Are they a 37-year-old mother? Are
Yeah.
they a 6-year-old? Right?
Right.
Who's that person that you're trying to reach? And speak to that person. So like when I'm speaking into a camera, I always imagine Sterling. So I'm just talking to Sterling, right? And then other people get to listen in,
Yeah.
okay? Because I know Sterling laughs at my jokes, right?
Yeah.
And I laugh at his, and he will take the time to try to understand what I'm saying, even if he doesn't get it at first.
Right.
And me likewise. So have like a picture of a person in your mind that you're talking to, and it could be a friend of yours or it could be a student that you already have. Like some of my stuff, I talk like I'm talking to Anya, right? Because Anya's my 17-year-old protege that's been with me for 6 years, right? Working
Right.
with her on her game. So
Mhm.
so I sometimes go, okay, I'm going to pretend like I'm talking to Anya right now, and then it helps like make the conversation sound more natural when you're
Right.
just talking into the camera. So that's one thing to do. Then it's good to think about what's your message, what are you trying to do, right? So if you're going to produce stuff for say like 1 minute videos for or longer for Instagram or IGTV, right?
Yeah.
What are you trying to do there? Are you trying to get more people to come to your lessons?
I guess for now, yeah. But eventually, if I
Okay.
wanted to
All
go
right.
online,
So
then I guess to that.
so what's your ultimate? I mean, for me, I just am right now getting mentoring from Brent Abel, who's MrWebTennis.com. He's perhaps the first guy who started really selling online
Hmm.
video instruction,
Right.
right? And then Essential Tennis and Fuzzy Yellow Balls and all those other little, Jeff Salzenstein kind of like took a page out of his book.
Hmm.
And so he's the first guy, and he's mentoring me right now to try to help me get. So for me, I'm trying to create more courses and get people in, and they've helped me focus in on this book, Visual Training for
Yes.
Tennis.
Uh-huh.
So I'm focusing on this, and for the rest of this year, I'm going to be creating more content to go along with that. So people who read the book give me their email, and then I send them invitations to get a free video, and then it gets them to come in and take the course,
Hmm.
and then they can get on a private Zoom call with me like for a certain amount, and then you can get me to come to your club for the ultimate is you fly me out to your place and I put on a all day of clinics and all that. So it has all these little price jumps for the people.
Hmm.
So it's like
Yeah.
starts with $7, then it goes to 27, 47. $97, $297, $997.
Right.
So, so people fall off at some point along the way.
Yeah.
But if you did something like create like lesson plans for lessons, or some stuff like for the parents of your kids, here, give me your email and I'll send you a free ebook that I wrote about ways you can practice with your kids when they're not on the court with me.
Yeah.
Then they would give you their email address. Then later you can go, all right, now I'm going to share these videos with you like on a once a week basis. And then it has a little thing where, okay, here's a special offer on private lessons, or here's a special offer on rackets or stringing or something. And then you can like bundle some stuff, and get more buy-in from them, right?
Yeah, and like physically, yeah, but I guess the bigger problem is more online, like what could be made strictly kind of like the trainers. It's like where it's all online. That's, I guess, the toughest part with tennis.
Well, I've been trying to encourage tennis pros to come up with some content that will save them a lot of time explaining things to people, because it's tiresome when you get a new kid in the program and you have to explain everything about how the program goes again.
Yeah.
Right.
And repetitive.
We do, okay, the schedule's always this, and we always do this, and we start with this, and we do that, and we blah, blah, blah. And then, sorry, that's not allowed. And these are the rules. And right.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you took all that and you went, all right, here's the program. If you had like a thing where it was like, here's our program philosophy. These are the on-court rules.
Yeah.
These, and expectations. This is the pathway of our program. And then people go, oh, can you explain how it goes? And you're like, here, give me your email. I'm going to send you a PDF with all of that written out.
Or a video, yeah.
Or a video, explain you reading it, right? Then people go, hey, can you explain the blah, blah, blah? And you go like, oh, did you read that PDF I sent you? Would you mind doing that? I mean, I hope you understand that it'll save all of us a lot of time if you read that. A lot of your FAQ will be answered. Then it not only it makes you look a ton more organized and professional and all that. Right. It also saves you that aggravation, right?
Right, of all the phone calls and the emails and everything.
Right. And some cultures just have this like overly perfectionistic, thorough thing. Like, here's me on the phone. Yes, hello. Oh, when are the lessons? Monday at 5:30. So that was 5:30? Yes, 5:30. Monday? Yes, Monday. Monday at 5:30. Monday at 5:30? Yes. Do you ever get those?
Do you need me to text you Monday at 5 about 5:30?
Well, and it's deeply ingrained in their culture that people might be lying to you unless they say it 11 times.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I really don't have time to tell you all of these facts 11 times.
Yeah.
So. No,
I be on the court and.
No, I mean, I worked in a particular area that had a particular demographic that was made up largely of those people.
Yeah.
And they drove me up the wall. I don't dislike them. They just aggravated me.
Yeah.
They're nice people.
Yeah, I have a different problem.
What's that?
I have a different problem. When I send out an email for something, I'll get responses that don't answer my email.
Oh,
one time I was looking for, we were short one guy for interclub and that evening, and I'm like, I just sent a world, you know, to anybody. If your husband plays, whoever plays, whoever, we just needed a body. And so I had women texting me or emailing me back, I'm not a man.
Oh.
I'm like, no, nobody asked if you're a man. We asked for a person to play tennis who's a man.
Isn't that funny
Could
though?
be your son or your brother, anybody who's 18. Yeah.
Right. It's like they never learned how to go, this email doesn't apply to me, I'm going to delete it.
Yeah. Or
they never
go and prompt somebody else like, oh, maybe my husband would want to try it today.
So here's a funny one on that note. I was at this little swim and tennis, and they were helping me out. So they sent a blast out about the tennis program, right? And they got a message back from one guy. I don't want emails about tennis from my swim club.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, thanks, buddy. I mean, look, you just go boop, and it's gone. You just delete it like the other ones. Yeah, that little delete button comes in such handy. So see, but what you're bringing up is an interesting point. They're going to be people who don't want what you've got. Yeah,
of course, yeah.
Somebody in Africa posted a really interesting graphic, and it said, "Not all followers are friends," and so it shows. So it shows this giraffe that's being followed by a tiger.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, not all your followers are friends. So that's just part of it. There's always going to be some weird ugliness just because people are stupid and mentally ill.
Yeah, the common sense is just not.
Right. They're so selfish that they don't think about this was a mass email because Nicole is struggling to get a warm body to the interclub, right? They're not thinking about you at all.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and then reading one extra email can ruin your life. You know that.
You can't make it any better than if you put in the subject line, men's interclub.
Right.
Right there.
Well, and that's another thing too, is that here's takeaway number 2. Okay. Your current email list that you have is your number one way of making money online.
Right. Yeah.
So that's something, I mean, so you have to kind of dial in how frequently to send stuff out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, and if you have these like known people who it's like, okay, Suzette is not going to want an email about something that's from a man, right?
Right.
For a man, right? So just get her off that list for this email, right? And save yourself one nasty email, right?
Yeah.
So,
I get like my tennis fanatics, they don't care how many emails they get. They want all the emails. And then the other ones who are just whatever, they're like, there's too many emails going on. I'm like, what?
So that's another thing too. So what you want to do is you want to go, hey, do you want to get onto the tennis fanatics list?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, email them out and go, hey, I'm creating a special list of people who will more frequently get my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, up to once a day, who wants in, and then let them opt into that. And that could be a smaller list that you're mailing out to every day, right?
Do you use one of those automatic sites that automatically?
Yeah, I was using iContact for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good deal for me at that time. And then as a result of it stopped being effective for me, and B, Brent Abel took me under his wing. I'm transitioning to a different one. So I'm going to be using a different email service that's through this thing called ClickFunnels.
Oh, okay.
So I have to learn about that. But yeah, those automated things like MailChimp and, iContact and what's the other one?
Like keep in
Constant Contact.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Right. So yeah, shop around to find which one's the best deal for the size of your list.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really good because then you can get data from that. You can look at what percentage of the emails got opened and
Right.
how many people click through. So if you have a link in there, it'll count what percentage of people went all the way through to something.
Mm-hmm.
So when my open rate is under 50%, I get concerned. And if my click through rate is under 5%, then I get concerned. So I'll go, what was it about that one that they didn't like?
Yeah.
And then, here, this one had an open rate over 50% and a click through rate over 10%. I did something right there. So wait, let me look at that. What did I do? What
Yeah.
appealed to them? So, yeah, so your email list, that's huge. In fact, you could start like this. You could go, hey, everybody on my list, I'm thinking about delving into the online, the social media video production area. So
Yeah.
what would you rather see? Would you rather see me live on Facebook
Mm-hmm.
doing 1 minute videos, with free tips on Instagram, or this or that, right? I mean, a couple different things, or hosting a Zoom meeting for 30 minutes to talk about whatever, it could be parent training. One of the
Right.
best. Okay, so I went, we got there at the same time to the PTR,
Yeah.
and Frank Giampolo made me come to his thing. So I didn't have to pay because I'm his friend. Haha. So, but here's the thing. I mean, it was sad. Like there were like 5 people there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and he's one of the top people, right?
Yeah. I know.
So there were only 5 people, but I filmed the whole thing. So I have that. I've got this.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm like, hey Frank, can I chop that up and start sharing that on my YouTube? Right? He's
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, fine. But anyway, his whole thing was on parent training. So you could have like a monthly training for parents and talk about how to be the best possible parent to your little tennis player.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's Frank's thing, is he thinks a lot of people would gain an awful lot by having like a monthly training. And it could be half an hour or an hour, and it could be on Zoom. And now so many more people are getting used to being on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
So, so yeah, I mean, put it to your audience. Go to in your email and go, I'm thinking about doing this or this or this. Give them maybe 4 choices of stuff that you want to do.
Right.
Because don't include anything you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Because that would be stupid.
At least at the
And that's a
beginning.
really good way to get started. So find out what does your audience want.
Yeah. One thing that I took from the PTR was like, oh, well, Miss Hits is actually great because now that all these little kids are home, what that their parents are helping them learn. You're teaching their parents sort of how to help them get into tennis at an early age and their parents will see what it takes to see what they're learning.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and did you get a chance to meet and talk to Judy or Laura?
A little bit, yeah, during the
Okay, all right. So now you're friends.
Sure.
Yeah, you're now your friends. So, hey, this is from my friend Judy Murray, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
yeah. This is okay. So, here's another one, right? Steal a little, and they throw you in jail. Steal a lot, and they make you king or queen. You can be a queen, right? A little bit of stealing is plagiarism. A lot of stealing is research.
Yeah.
So one thing I do a lot, especially if I'm feeling low energy, is I go looking for something good that somebody else is doing.
Right.
And then I retweet it or I repost it.
Yeah.
And so I'm but I make sure it's not something stupid. You know, I'm
Yeah,
not,
something
I
you
don't,
like or think.
but yeah, something that I think has value. And then I didn't have to work on that at all,
Right.
right? And then sometimes people get surprised because I reposted their stuff because they don't have a lot of followers or whatever, you know. And
Yeah.
they're doing some really good stuff, and I'm like, no, this is really good. So I'm going to repost that, and I go, you know, I tag them, and I go, nice job with that. And then they're like, oh man, Bill Patton retweeted my stuff, reposted it, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm nothing special, but okay, you can feel that way if you want to. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. So this is part of how you engage with people too. When you give you know, you show some respect to what
Yeah.
other people are doing. So I would say this is one thing you could do every day. You could repost something that Judy and Laura has done, because their stuff is amazing.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Okay. Do you know who Duncan Murray is?
No, isn't that the?
Have you ever heard of Duncan Murray?
No.
Okay, because there's Jamie, the older brother,
Right.
and then there's he won some Grand Slams.
Andy.
Andy Murray, right? He's the second oldest.
Yeah.
And then there's Duncan Murray, and Duncan doesn't even exist. He's like the fictitious son. And it is so funny because this guy approached her about, can I be Duncan Murray, the son that you're trying to disown?
Yeah.
It is so funny. It's so funny, right? So they did a coronavirus episode, and it goes like this. Hey mom, I'm upstairs and I can hear you guys having fun down there. Can I come join you?
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then Judy goes, no, honey, you know the recommendations. We're supposed to be in quarantine. You have to stay there.
So he doesn't play at all?
It's so funny. It's just comedy. She just made this so
he's not even real?
He's not even real. There's no
Oh
Duncan.
my goodness.
He's not even real. And they just keep going through this thing, and he's like feeling rejected, and she's like, sorry, honey.
We knew she's competitive, but no, I'm just kidding.
No, but so I mean, you send that to the parents, and they'll
Yeah,
get
that's funny.
So
that's just on her Instagram?
I don't know where it's at. I think it's on her. I think she actually went live on Instagram with that.
What do you mostly like to post on or repost on?
Yeah. Go check out Judy Murray, and then have her. Yeah, I mean, she's so funny.
I know. Yeah, she was awesome at the conference.
Right. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, you want Andy? What? You don't want the good-looking one?
Yeah.
Anyway.
You normally love, like, what's your favorite to use, like Instagram, Facebook, or?
I'm mostly on Facebook Live because I have 5,000 friends. And I'm building up my YouTube. So I'm trying to send more and more people to YouTube, because then the videos are all there.
Right.
And then the algorithm suggests to them what they might be interested in after they have a pattern of watching certain videos of mine, and then it keeps going. And then I advertise my books and stuff there.
And like the courses.
And courses and all that. So I advertise all my stuff there. So, you know, pretty soon I'm going to take that resource and start using it in my funnel that is going to be built. So I'm setting a lot of the groundwork for stuff that's going to be more profitable later. But for now, the most popular thing that I do is Facebook Live. And that's only because I have 5,000 friends. And then what I'll do is, like, you know, I'll use this iPad, and I'll be doing a Zoom meeting Then I'll take my other iPad and I'll use the camera to show the Zoom meeting happening, and I'll go Facebook Live.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll have my phone here and I'll be doing Instagram Live at the same time.
Oh, wow.
And then every once in a while, like a good question will come through on one of those. So I'll read it. And then I'll send all those people. I'm like, hey, if you want the edited video, join, get on my YouTube, because then it's going to look a lot better than this, because this is kind of stupid looking.
Right.
So I do a lot of dumb looking stuff on Facebook Live, but the stuff that's more sharp and edited and looking good comes from the Zoom meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So like right now, this is recording, and I'm going to send it back to you. I'll send it to you, the raw video, and you can watch it back.
Mm-hmm.
So where is your largest following, or where would you think you would want to build it out?
Well, I kind of was saving the Instagram to not make it personal, to maybe eventually make it into tennis when I a lot. So I didn't really want to put a lot of regular things, or, I was just,
right. Okay.
So I kind of like, that's why there's nothing on it, but I'm like, I don't know, like, when I should even start that. Like, I don't want to start it like only personal and then be like, oh, then now it's tennis. So my name's tennis on there, because eventually I've been wanting to.
Right. Well, so here's what I recommend. I have 3 Instagram accounts.
Okay.
So one's Bill Patton 720, and there's a mix of stuff there. So I have some jokes in there. I have some philosophical stuff. I have pictures of my cats. Right. Mixed in with tennis. So, they can kind of get to know me a little bit on a personal level. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not super personal. I don't show pictures of myself drinking at the bar.
Right.
No, that doesn't
not
show
like me.
up there.
No.
Yeah, huh?
Not
like you.
Mine.
Not
no,
like yours. No, and those are fun. I mean, it's a generational thing too. So here's what I recommend for you. Do one Nicole Grunwald Tennis Pro, or do one for your club.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And build that out, and then connect with local. Like if you did one for your club, follow all the local businesses in a 10-mile radius around you. And like if there's a little restaurant you like, take a picture of yourself at their place and tag them.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. No, you can get, I mean, that's almost like putting up a flyer in the window.
Right, yeah.
So, and then you use the hashtag that goes with their place. What's their hashtag? Then when people go to that and look at the history of it, you'll be on there.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, have different ones for different purposes. So I have another one that's Oakland Racket Stringer. So that one's, I only do tennis, and a lot of times I'm taking pictures of the racket before and after I string it. And then, I give a little description of what did I put in there and why.
Oh, cool.
But then I also promote other tennis stuff there, because my people are interested in tennis and some free content. So if there's like a webinar that I'm watching, I'll take a screenshot of it and I'll let people know what's the schedule of that, and they can get on there. Just making stuff available to people.
Yeah. That's another big part, is like the creativity of always what you're going to think about or what you want to put out.
Yeah. Here, let me show you something. Boop, boop. Okay. So, then you can do this stuff where if you're planning ahead a little bit. I haven't been doing this lately. The cancellation of Indian Wells threw me off, because I was 5 hours away from leaving for Indian Wells before it was canceled.
Oh, wow.
So I'm glad I wasn't on the road.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of people were down there already.
I didn't know they called it so late.
Yeah, they kind of had to. But now look at this. So I started, hold on. Virtual background gone. All right. Boop. It's reality. So see, see that? See the little pattern I was starting to make there?
Yeah, that's cool.
So I was doing a countdown for how soon until I leave for Indian Wells,
Yeah, that's awesome.
and I was retweeting UTR data,
Uh-huh.
and and then I was also retweeting things from local businesses, and then I would do something pertaining only to me.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you, because it goes across three. So if every four things you do something in line, then you get it to zigzag down the page, which is
Uh-huh.
kind of
Yeah.
cool. Some people have it lined up so that they every three things they do something different, and it lines up right on columns all the way down.
Hmm.
So that's pretty cool. And then people go, oh, look, yeah, that column means that, and that one means that. But then, oh, look, four things. So that zigzags down. All right, rocking. So it's another way to think about it. So, but yeah, connecting with local businesses and going, okay, I'm gonna go, once every time I go someplace, I'm gonna take a picture. I might not post it immediately,
Right.
right? But then you become somebody who's boosting them up. Like I have this little hole in the wall taqueria near my house, and he and I are always talking about how to do social media. So every once in a while, I get a free lunch out of it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because I'm helping him out, and I'm like
Yeah.
do selfies, and then I put it out there. The other thing is you can do some ads. The ads on Instagram are pretty cheap,
Oh,
and I think they're really valuable because what you can do is you could do a headshot and you could put Nicole Grunwald tennis pro at, so you just give your basic info about where they can find you,
mhm.
and then send that ad out to like a 10-mile radius around your club. So it will only go to tennis players within 10 miles of your club, or whatever's
On
reasonable for
Instagram.
you. Well, I mean, it's pretty densely populated where you are. I mean, you might only want to go 5 miles. Is traffic pretty crazy bad in your area?
Yeah, not where my actual club is, but that's kind of, in the woods. Like you have to drive through the scenic area, but to get there, yeah. I live like
Right.
in a
So, but it's
centralized location,
so,
yeah. So yeah, I
but
have traffic for sure.
okay, but where you are is sort of a destination. So when people get there, they
Yeah.
like being there
Yeah,
because it's in the
definitely.
woods. So yeah, so you want to make that part of your messaging. You know, come to the destination club, right?
Yeah.
Come and yeah,
And
and
it just
use it.
looks really nice, as soon as you start driving in that area, you're like, oh wow, this is cool.
Yeah. So you're like,
Scenic.
so yeah. So it kind of like feels like you're away from things. You feel like you're
Yeah.
100 miles away from everything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's good. That's a good message. So yeah, I mean, you might even go at a farther thing, but I wouldn't go too much further than 15 miles away, because then you're going to be spending money reaching people who aren't going to drive that far,
Right, yeah.
for any reason.
Yeah, exactly.
So not on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, these are some good things. Is there any other questions that you had?
I guess what do you use to make, or what kind of program do you have to like put your course into to give to people for them to sign up? Like is it through your own website, or do you have, like fitness professionals, they have to, if you go and like
Okay. All right. The last 30 seconds of you talking, you were just breaking up the whole time. The last thing I heard was fitness professionals, and then it was like
Oh, okay. What do you use to put out your courses? So basically, like I know a lot of fitness professionals, they'll either have, let's say, billpatton.com, and you go on there and you click it, for fitness people. Like I could go, like there's one called Fit App or whatever. You click on there and there's Bill Patton, Nicole Grunwald. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what do you use to kind of put your courses out there for people to, like, is it your own site or you haven't had that yet?
Right now I'm on coachtube.com.
Oh, okay.
But I don't push that really hard. It hasn't been that successful.
And do you think it's because it's on that platform or because?
And yeah, if I told you anything, whatever I told you now hasn't been incredibly effective. And I'll be able to answer that question better once I get my click funnels done.
Right.
And probably what's going to happen is I'm going to embed all of that into my website that I have through Mark Wylam, Sports Pros Connect.
Okay.
So, and then for me also, like my tennis clientele is so small that there's no sign up process to like come get a lesson with me. They just show up and they Venmo me. But
yeah, well, I mean more like the online content.
Yeah, the online content is through CoachTube, and yeah, again, it hasn't been that effective, so I wouldn't steer you that way. But I think eventually what is probably going to happen is I'm going to take my YouTube and I'm going to make more videos private, and then people will have to be a member to watch them.
Yeah, because that's the biggest thing too, is that there's so much content that's like that. It's like, how are we actually going to make any money off of it?
Yeah, I would say
free content.
I would say start putting stuff on YouTube also. So anything that you do on Instagram, take that video and upload it on YouTube also. Mm-hmm. And, you know, start branding that as well under the same name. And then because YouTube is also a search engine. So, you know, put the location of the video as the location of your club. And yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that will happen that way. But yeah, I'll be able to answer that question better after I become more effective.
And have you gotten more like accustomed, I guess, since you started 2011, is like, you know, because when we actually do about, having a camera set up, unless that person, you know, has an issue and I'm like, you really need to see what, you know.
Okay, you're breaking up. You're breaking up, but I'm guessing that the question has to do with the comfort level or the permission of the student to film them.
Oh, well, that, and like, I mean, you're just thinking about that in front, you know what I mean? Like before you go to shoot content, you're like, you know, because you know how we do it. We just get on the court and we teach. So it's like, you literally would have to be set up to know that you want to film this content today, obviously with their permission. But I mean, you know what I mean? It's like the thought, the mindset of like, oh, I want to share this content or today, like, you know, whereas in a normal day-to-day life of ours, we're not thinking, you know, you want to see this. You're just thinking, hey, Johnny and me get together every Thursday and this, you know, we're working on what he's doing. We're not thinking like, oh yeah, maybe somebody else wants to see this too, or this is good enough to shoot and show people.
Right. Okay. Okay, this is going to be a long-winded answer, so get ready. Okay. All right, well, the first part of that is a pretty big percentage of the stuff that I produce is stuff where an idea popped into my head, and I'm thinking, it's something I'm thinking about, and I'm like, oh, I should share this, right? So I'm at the club, and it's 5 minutes before a lesson, so I go live, and I'm like, hey, here's something just popped into my head that I want to talk about. And I already have it kind of pre-thought out in my head what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, so I already know what I'm going to talk about, and I'm only going to spend so long talking about it. So that's a pretty big percentage of what I do. And then of my students, some of them can't wait for me to make them world famous, by getting them on the internet, because they
Oh,
have
okay.
this idea that, that they think billions of people are watching, and they don't know the difference, right?
Right.
So yeah, I have some kids that are just total hams and they can't wait to do that.
Yeah.
I got the permission of a parent because I have this kid who is such a tweaker that I wanted to catalog from the beginning of working with this little spaz until I got him under control,
Right.
right? And what did that process look like in reality? Not
No.
not the shiny stuff that we always see where nothing's ever difficult because the test subject is somebody who's been on the court with the coach for 10 years and
Right.
knows it all. I want to see the ugly start of things.
Nitty-gritty.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there's very little out there that shows,
Yeah.
the first little maniac coming on the court, running around, almost hitting you with his racket, just totally spazzing out, going here and there and there. And then you're like, hey, stop.
Yeah.
Hey, Evan, you're insane. You need to be not insane. Come over here.
Buck Wild.
Yeah, no, no one ever shows that.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I don't know how many times I've had a lesson. I'm like, wow, this lesson would never look good at a conference.
Oh, no.
But that's the reality of what we really deal with.
Exactly.
So anyway, I'm cataloging what's happening with Evan, and he's getting normalish.
And so, do you think a lot of these students' parents so they're cool with it? Like
They're cool with it, yeah.
Like make
yeah.
them sign something or verbally.
And, yeah, no, we just a non-verbal thing. Yeah, I mean, I could make them sign something, but yeah, I mean, if they had any hesitation at all, then I would make them sign something. Yeah, but they gave me permission. The kid was right there when they gave permission. If they changed their mind later, I would delete all the stuff. I don't care.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I can delete it. So it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But, so, come on, do things that you think about, because if you're thinking about it, then somebody else is thinking about it. And then that's how you find your tribe. Everybody's got a unique group of people that relate to them and all that. I mean, I get some really bizarre troll comments, and I'm like, well, obviously you're not in the tribe.
Yeah. You first told the story on Facebook, like the whole story of
sometimes I get some really bizarre troll abusive comments every once in a while, right? And I'm like, sorry, I guess I'm just not for everybody.
Yeah.
Bye. Glad.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for taking the time to write. I really appreciate that. It's good to have some perspective. No, I've had some really awful book reviews, and just there's people out there who think I'm the biggest idiot ever, and it's okay. Your opinion of me is none of my business. So
thanks for sharing, though.
yeah, for sure. I mean, like, look, you saw how Craig totally goes after me, right, when we're together.
Yeah.
Right? No. And so I don't even care what he thinks.
I know.
Right? Yeah. In fact, I might have even said, I think I have said this to him here. Craig, I think you're overestimating the power of your opinion of me.
I think he is.
Well, and he does that because he knows I fight back.
Yeah.
So, it's that Aussie thing, right?
Yeah.
So I really appreciate him. He is so fun to be around.
Yeah. All you guys were fun. Sean, Shirley.
Yeah. So anyway, awesome.
Yeah,
So
thank you so much.
you're welcome. So what would you say are your top 3 takeaways from this time?
I mean, everything. It was all good. Like,
Come
basically
on.
content, like how to go about thinking about it, not being scared to talk about it. Or,
Okay, okay. So don't be scared.
yeah,
Yeah, because at first it's gonna suck,
right.
and then it's gonna
Oily.
suck less, and then less and less and less, and then it'll become good, and people will actually forgive you
Yeah,
for
because it's
yeah,
their tribe. They want to see your stuff because it's you.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
getting
yeah,
over that hurdle, sort of. And then,
be yourself. Okay. And then another thing, so one thing that will help you initially is if you have that person that you're talking to.
right. Yeah. Your avatar.
Because if you're just staring at a little, eighth of an inch hole in your right, and then you're like, oh, I'm staring into the abyss, right?
Yeah.
The
And then
abyss
you
doesn't
start
care.
talking forever for 5 minutes about one thing.
Right. Staring into the abyss. Now see the interesting thing, see, look at this. I'm talking to you, but if I just stared into the abyss and said all of these things, it won't come across the same way.
Right. Yeah. So you
Okay.
have to be talking to an audience for sure.
Right.
Whether
Okay. And then,
5-year-old or Sterling.
oh, here's another quick tip too. When you address the camera, say hello like you're talking to one person. Because no, people do this. They go, hey guys. And it's like, wait a minute, I'm here by myself listening to you. It's
Right.
better if you say, hi, how are you doing? Hi, hello there. It's like because you want to connect one-to-one with people. Don't
Right.
make someone feel like they're part of a crowd if you can talk to them directly.
Yeah.
Hi,
I feel
just
like you're
wanted to
giving
share
them
with
value.
you.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. What's another takeaway?
Definitely the time saving of doing all of the videos or sending it out to them, the philosophy of your program and all of that, like all
Yeah, yeah,
of mass
training.
audiences at one time.
Right now, there is a training revolution going on. And because people have taken the time off from being busy to build these things, and then now you have this asset for the rest of the time. So I would
Right.
say I will challenge you to next week record, little 5 to 8 minute videos of little things about your program, and then put those on a YouTube, and then you can direct people on YouTube, and then write it. First write it out, then read it into the camera, and then post those, and then oh man, you're just going to be so empowered to save so much time, and people are going to be like, who's this Nicole? She's just like super pro. No, it blows people's minds. I've never met a pro that was that organized.
Yeah. Because they always think we're like
Yeah, because we're always just
laying
pulling
on the
out a
beach.
back pocket. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, hey, I forgot to tell you. Right?
Yeah. After I was done surfing, I go on the tennis court and let's go.
Yeah.
We're like beach bums.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
exactly. Tennis bum. No, yeah, be a pro. It's time to grow up. Well, I shouldn't say that because I never did. Any other final takeaways? Action items.
Well, yeah, and that was the 3 Instagrams or multiple places to kind of all fold into each other, the
Yeah,
business.
do different things. Do you
Yeah.
string rackets?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay, so have a racket stringing one.
Yeah.
Can people bring their racket from outside the club to you even if they're
Yeah,
not your
anybody, yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah. So do a racket stringing one, or a pro shop one, a club one, and then your personal one. But I wouldn't, don't bring people onto your personal one.
Right.
Put them, keep them on the club thing. Only
Yeah.
yeah. In fact, a lot of my students, I have blocked them on Facebook because I don't want them on my Facebook.
Right. Yeah.
you know, because sometimes I'm talking about them. I don't want them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, it's
Sometimes
hard
I'm
to kind of,
gossiping. Yeah.
put
So,
on.
yeah, none of my, but my students, I'll find that they'll find me on Instagram, and then that's fine because it's not as personal.
Right.
Um, all right. So this is going to download, and then I'll send it to you. Do you have Dropbox or anything like that?
No.
Oh, how is it that
Oh.
you receive large files?
Uh, for now I don't. Like what?
Oh,
Like
well,
videos?
shortly you're going to sign up for Dropbox.
I see that.
Yeah. So you're going to need
I
Dropbox.
didn't
I'll
even know
send.
about Zoom until all this happened. I was like, what's Zoom? I just would Skype people or
No, it's fine.
FaceTime on Facebook or FaceTime
Yeah.
on iPads.
Yep. All right. Now, can I have your permission to share this on my YouTube?
If you'd like.
Really?
I guess.
Thank you. Huh?
Yeah, sure. If
Okay,
it's
awesome.
valuable to you.
Well, I think it'll be inspiring to a lot of people because, yeah, I mean, it could be inspirational because people go, okay, here's somebody who's you're. I think we just had a little earthquake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something changed, and then my cat went running. Yeah, something shook for a second. Anyway, um, so no, this could be inspirational for people because I mean, you are director of tennis at what's it called?
Hillendale Country Club.
Hillendale Country Club, right? And you're taking this time to get involved more with social media and online selling and all that. And, you know, I think you can inspire other people to do the same. So I appreciate it.
So do I.
All right. Thank you for your
Thank you.
time.
Thank you for your time. And I'm sure we'll talk again.
I'm sure we will.
All right. Talk to you
All
soon.
right, bye bye.
Bye.